as this hallowed camp to commence yet another session of the Assembly since the adjournment of the previous extraordinary session in April 2024. As we begin the second ordinary session of the 2024 legislative year, I express my profound gratitude to God the Almighty for our lives and for making it possible for us to interact once again in the service of our dear country and people. I pray that Allah continues to guide us through this session and beyond. Honorable members, as we mark the end of the Eid break celebrations, I send you all my heartfelt greetings. Happy belated Eid Mubarak. May this special time bring you lasting happiness, good health, and success. And I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all our supplications and sacrifices during this period. Honorable members, let me recognize the presence of some cabinet ministers here today to attend to their respective scheduled businesses. I welcome you all to this assembly. Honorable members, may I also recognize your tremendous efforts and commitment to duty through your usual committee works in performing your oversight mandate. At this point, I want to profoundly thank members for your unwavering services to this great country of ours, and to the clerk and staff of the National Assembly Service. Thank you for the usual support and guidance throughout the process. I want to urge all of us to keep the momentum or even do better. At this juncture, honorable members, I want to express my profound gratitude to His Excellency the President of the Republic, President Adama Barrow, for the successful hosting of the 15th Summit of the Organization of Islamic Conference, OIC, in Banjul. This momentous and significant event has not only brought a great honor to our nation, but also reinforced our commitment to fostering unity, peace, and cooperation among Islamic countries. Honorable members, the successful hosting of the OIC is a testament to our nation's ability to organize and facilitate an event of such magnitude and significance. Under the esteemed leadership of His Excellency, the President of the Republic, we have demonstrated our dedication to the principles and values that the OIC stands for, that is solidarity, mutual respect, and collective progress. We want to also recognize and take pride of our beloved country, the Gambia, under the leadership of His Excellency the President, for taking the chairmanship of the OIC for the next 3 years. We pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him the strength and wisdom to effectively administer the affairs of this noble consortium of Islamic countries. Honorable members, as we begin the rainy season, I take this opportunity to extend sincere best wishes to our dedicated farmers across the nation. It is often said that agriculture is the backbone of our economy, and therefore, our farmers are true stewards of the land, working diligently from dawn to dusk, facing challenges with resilience and determination. The coming rainy season holds the promise of new growth and bountiful harvest. It is a season of hope, renewal, and hard work, where the seed sown today will become the sustenance of tomorrow. Honorable members, the approved agenda for this ordinary session has been circulated to all stakeholders concerned. Equally, this assembly notified that His Excellency, the President of the Republic, is scheduled to deliver his State of the Nation address, that is SONA, for 2024 legislative year on Thursday, 27 June 2024, as constitutionally mandated of him. Honorable members, by way of an update to this August Assembly, the following acts were passed during the previous ordinary session of the National Assembly in the 2024 legislative year and were assented to by His Excellency the President of the Republic. One is the Rent Amendment Act 2024, two Special Prosecutors Office Act 2024, and three Special Accountability Mechanism Act 2024. Honorable members, by way of information, the approved agenda for this session has been circulated to all stakeholders concerned to take note and to attend to their respective scheduled businesses. Finally, honorable members, I will urge you all to once again take note of the relevant provisions of the Constitution and the standing orders of the National Assembly during this ordinary session. I thank you, honorable members. Clerk, may we proceed.
Correction and approval of the records of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Monday, 22nd April 2024.
Honorable members, the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Monday, 22nd April 2024 is before us for consideration and approval. Can any honorable member please move that the said record of votes and proceedings be considered and approved? Member for Upper Fuladu West.
Yes, thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. I rise to move the motion for the records of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Monday, 22nd April.
Honorable members, it has been moved. Any seconder? Honorable member for Foni Bondali.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to second the motion.
Honorable member, it has been moved and seconded that the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Monday, 22nd April 2024 be considered and approved. Honorable members, we all have copies of the said record of votes and proceedings, and as usual, we will look through it page by page, and members may make their contributions or comments. Beginning with page 1. Page 2, honorable members.
Honorable Speaker, page 1. Under the following members who were present. Number 4, Honorable Alaji S.
Honorable member, we've already moved to page 2.
But before moving,
I had moved, not before moving.
But I think it's also important to.
It's also good. That's why I think I tried so that we can regulate ourselves in those areas. You know, members will wait until we go to and bring us back. So I said at the end, we will go, then you can take us back at the end of it before we put a vote or we put the question. Anyway, you said on page 1.
1, under the page 1, the following members were present. Number 4, Honorable Alaji S. Dabo, if he can help us in the spelling of the surname Dabo. Should it have E or?
Who can help? Honorable Alaji Dabo himself is here. Honorable Dabo, do you add that is E? No. Honorable members, we move now to page 2. Honorable members, page 3.
The total number of members, 57, are in all, I don't know where the 58 one falls, whether under presence or absent with permission, and it appears that is the deputy speaker whose name is not in the list. So I don't know where it falls.
Where were you? You were around? Yes, I was here. You are here. So,
Evidence.
you omitted deputy speaker. So, please. Yes?
Deputy Speaker only said he was here, but no evidence and nobody can collaborate that story. So it's not going to be like I'm here and you are there. Deputy Speaker just said he was here, but nobody collaborated that story that he was here. Huh? You said?
I certified that he was here. And I'm sure you yourself, you knew that he was here. You don't want to know. Thank you very much, Minority Leader. On page 3, honorable members, we now move to page 4. Honorable member for Lower Sal.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and my Salibua. Just going back, page 3.
Honorable, we have put a format as to how we move. I just addressed the honorable member for Serekunda on it. When we move, we are continuing. At the end of the last page, you make note and then you take us and then we entertain you and we correct it. Huh? So you are taking us back to page 3. Note that next time, please. Yes, page 3, what is there?
Yes, Honorable Speaker, I am full in the absent with permission. Yes, but then this extraordinary was scheduled for 2 days sittings. Then I was on an official mission to America, where your office gave me a permission, with permission. But then in the sittings of the parliament, it should be 2 days sittings. And the second day I was in the country here, But there are members who, wait. There are members who were absent with permission, and they were paid their sins allowances. So, but here, the argument was,
Honorable, Honorable, this list here has nothing to do with payment of allowance. Now, no, because you are mentioning some things outside the bounds. Please, go to the issue. Your name is there, and you were there under those with absent with permission.
no, yes, I think it's better than I am listed on the absent list.
Honorable, you were absent with permission. Yes. And you are listed on the absence with permission. What do you want now?
Yes, because I was not paid.
Honorable, you know, you are now here for some time now. You are dealing with two different things. This is the table office taking note of the processes in the chambers. They don't prepare anything for payment or not payment or advice to be paid or not to be paid. That one, you know where it is. Please, lodge if you have any comments or observations or this thing, please lodge your complaint. We now move to, we are from page 4. We are page 4. We have dealt with page 4, isn't it? Or any member has anything on page 4? We now move to page 5. Honorable Member for Sani Mentoring.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. On the second paragraph of page 5, which reads the question put on agreed, the Assembly agreed to limit time for 5 minutes. Instead of for 5 minutes, it should have been to 5 minutes. Limit to 5 minutes. Thank you.
Comments, Jara Central. You have something? Huh?
4 is appropriate there, Speaker.
Honorable Member for Jara Central.
Yes. I go for what is there, that is 4.
You believe that it should be 4?
Yes, for 5 minutes.
Honorable members now, let the specialists in language help us. For all,
Limit to. It should be to. He's right.
Sabak Sanjal,
If we get into the phony vocabulary, it's to.
Yes, I don't think there is an issue that much, because what the honorable member for Jara is saying, 5 minutes is already there, which is correct. What Honorable Sane Mentereng is saying is that the Assembly agreed to, before you have the limit, between limit and time, there should be the article D. So it should be the Assembly agreed to limit the time for 5 minutes. So between limit and time, there should be the article THE. So that is the issue there. So it will read as the Assembly agreed to limit the time for 5 minutes. I don't know whether you've seen that. Thank you.
Honorable Member, I think if I hear you well, you are saying in the context both are correct. But if you want to add two, there should be this definite, the definite article D before the, where is it, sir? To, between limit and time. For consistency purposes, if you look at the previous page, just down, last few phrases down. The second reading of the bill to 5 minutes. Have you seen it? The second reading of the bill to 5 minutes. So I tend to believe that if we are going to change it to two from 4, I think we need to add the definite, the D before the limit and put 2. Honorable member, I think that's what you are saying. And I tend to gather that from consultations with some other people. Sani Mentoring, you want to come up? Honorable member, so do we do that? So we put 3 and then 2. Thank you very much. Yes?
Where will, I'm sorry, if I come back again, if I may come back again, where will you put the TO, the TO? Because already you have it there. The assembly agreed to limit. Immediately after limit, you will have the definite article D, that which will read now it will read like this. The assembly agreed to limit the time for 5 minutes. And then you get it right.
Members. So they have noted the various listings. They will verify and then put the best for us. That's page 5. Page 6, honorable members. Honorable member for Upper Fuladu.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, I'm a little bit confused. On top of page 6, if you look at the invitation of the Honorable Speaker, Honorable Anthony General Minister for Justice, mover of the motion, responded to issues raised, and I think should be round up the debate. OUND. Well, it's okay, all right. I'm seeing.
We now move to page 7. Honorable member for Jara Central.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Page 7, go to the last number, number 9. questions put and agreed to, that clauses 19 and 20 stands part of the bill with amendment. The S should be deleted on that stand. And wherever it may appear. Thank you.
Yeah, you are talking more than one clause, and therefore the stand should take singular, the S should be out. On question 9, last line on page 7. Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Jara Central. Move to page 8. Honorable members, we now move to page 9. Okay, honorable members. Yes? Sabak?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Where you have at the invitation of the Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Attorney General and Minister for Justice move a motion for the third reading of the bills 2024. Can we look at that again? I think the names of the bills should be written there before you have the date 2024. I don't think this is right. Yes. The name of the bill should come before the year.
Honorable members, why just, you know, the bills are named, they are named on top there. You've seen that. So we just remove the 2024 and it stops at the bill. Huh? Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Nyanija. Nyanija, where was your tag up?
It's okay. I wanted to just...
Okay, okay, you are fine. Okay, okay. Honorable members, it has been moved and seconded that the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Monday, 22nd April 2024 be approved with amendments. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. All right, honorable members, we're sorry for that short break. Clerk, can we continue, please?
Bills, Order 65, first reading. The National Security Council Bill 2024 by the Honorable Attorney General and Minister for Justice.
Honorable members, in accordance with Order 65, only the first reading of the National Security Council Bill 2024 will be done today. Therefore, I will now invite the Honorable Attorney General and Minister for Justice, as the person in charge of the bill, to hand over a copy of the bill to the Clerk of the National Assembly, who will read aloud the short title, whereupon the bill shall be deemed to have been read a fourth time. Honorable Attorney General.
The National Security Council Bill 2024.
Honorable members, the bill has been read a fourth time. The next stage of the National Security Council Bill 2024 is appointed for Monday, 15th July 2024, for the person in charge of the bill to move a motion for the second reading in accordance with Order 66-2, which reads, at the conclusion of the proceedings on the first reading or on any subsequent stage of a bill, the next stage may be taken either forthwith or upon a day to be named, providing that the second reading shall not be taken sooner than one working day after the first reading. Thank you all. Clerk, we now proceed to the next one.
The Judicial Officers Remuneration and Other Entitlements Bill 2024 by the Honorable Attorney General and Minister for Justice.
Honorable members, in accordance with Order 65, only the first reading of the Judicial Officers Remuneration and Other Entitlements Bill 2024 will be done today. I will now invite the Honorable Attorney General and Minister of Justice, the person in charge of the bill, to hand over a copy of the bill to the Clerk of the National Assembly, who will read aloud the short title, whereupon the bill shall be deemed to have been read a fourth time. I now invite the Honorable Attorney General.
Judicial Officers Remuneration and Other Entitlements Bill 2024.
Honorable members, the bill has been read a first time. The next stage of this Judicial Officers Remuneration and Other Entitlements Bill 2024 is appointed for Monday, 15th July 2024, for the person in charge of the bill to move a motion for the second reading in accordance with Order 66-2, which reads, at the conclusion of proceedings on the first reading or on any subsequent stage of a bill, the next stage may be taken either forthwith or upon a date to be named, providing that second reading shall be taken no sooner than one working day after the first reading. Thank you very much. Honorable members, just be brief that the next one, that's the Vetting Bill 2024, is on its way coming. It has been sent to the printing for reprint some of the things, and it's on its way coming. So we will have to go to the next one. Probably before we complete, it will be here for circulation, and the first reading will be done. So we now move to the next one, clerk.
The National Research and Innovation Fund Bill 2024 by the Honorable Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology.
Honorable members, in accordance with Order 65, only the first reading of the National Research and Innovation Fund Bill 2024 will be done today. Therefore, I will now invite the Honorable Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, as the person in charge of the bill, to hand over a copy of the bill to the Clerk of the National Assembly, who will read aloud the short title, whereupon the bill shall be deemed to have been read a first time. I now invite the Honorable Minister.
The National Research and Innovation Fund Bill 2024.
Honorable members, the bill has been read a first time. The next stage of the National Research and Innovation Fund Bill 2024 is appointed for Monday, 15th July 2024 for the person in charge of the bill to move a motion for the second reading in accordance with Order 66-2, which reads, at the conclusion of the proceedings on the first reading or on any subsequent stage of a bill, the next stage may be taken either forthwith or upon a day to be named, providing that the second reading shall be taken no sooner than 1 working day after the first reading. Thank you very much. Clerk, we proceed to the next one.
The Gambia Tertiary and Higher Education Trust Fund Bill 2024 by the Honorable Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology.
Honorable members, in accordance with Order 65, only the first reading of the Gambia Tertiary and Higher Education Trust Fund Bill 2024 will be done today. In this circumstance, I will now invite the Honorable Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, the person in charge of the bill, to hand over a copy of the bill to the Clerk of the National Assembly, who will read aloud the short title, whereupon the bill shall be deemed to have been read the first time. Honorable Minister.
The Gambia Tertiary and Higher Education Trust Fund Bill 2024.
Yes. Honorable members, the bill has been read a first time. The next stage of the Gambia Tertiary and Higher Education Trust Fund Bill 2024 is appointed for Monday, 15th July 2024, for the person in charge of the bill to move a motion for the second reading in accordance with Order 66-2, which reads, at the conclusion of the proceedings on the first reading or on any subsequent stage of a bill, the next stage may be taken either forthwith or upon a day to be named, providing that the second reading shall be taken no sooner than 1 working day after the first reading. Thank you very much. Clerk, can we proceed?
The Students Revolving Loan Scheme Bill 2024 by the Honorable Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology.
Honorable members, in accordance with Order 65, only the first reading of the Students Revolving Loan Scheme Bill 2024 will be done today. Therefore, I will now invite the Honorable Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, the person in charge of the bill, to hand over a copy of the bill to the Clerk of the National Assembly, who will read aloud the short title, whereupon the bill shall be deemed to have been read the first time. Honorable Minister.
Students Revolving Loan Scheme Bill 2024.
Honorable members, the bill has been read a first time. The next stage of the Students Revolving Loan Scheme Bill 2024 is appointed for Monday, 15th July 2024, for the person in charge of the bill to move a motion for the second reading in accordance with Order 662, which reads, at the conclusion of the proceedings on the first reading or on any subsequent stage of a bill, the next stage may be taken either forthwith or upon a day to be named, provided that the second reading shall be taken no sooner than one working day after the first reading. Clerk, may we proceed? Okay. Yeah. Honorable members, the next one needs some further consultations with the Minister for Finance. We'll come to it probably later during this session, following consultations. We will now just jump that and go to the next one for your information and notice. So, Clerk, can we move to the next one? Actually, we just, the next one, which is the National Assembly Starter Election. You can jump that and we go to the next one.
The Interpretation Amendment Bill 2024 by the Chairperson of the Subsidiary Legislation Committee.
Honorable members, in accordance with Order 65, only the first reading of the Interpretation Amendment Bill 2024 will be done today. Therefore, I will now invite the Honorable Chairperson of the National Assembly Subsidiary Legislation Committee, who is the person in charge of the bill, to hand over a copy of the bill to the Clerk of the National Assembly, who will read aloud the short title, whereupon the bill shall be deemed to have been read the first time. Honorable member, please.
The Interpretation Amendment Bill 2024.
Honorable members, the bill has been read a first time. The next stage of the Interpretation Amendment Bill 2024 is appointed for Thursday, 11th July 2024, for the person in charge of the bill to move a motion for the second reading in accordance with Order 662, which reads, at the conclusion of the proceedings on the first reading or on any subsequent stage of a bill, the next stage may be taken either forthwith or upon a day to be named, providing that the second reading shall be done no sooner than one working day after the first reading. Thank you very much. Honorable members, I had earlier told you that the betting bill was on the way coming. Honorable members, we now have copies of the Betting Bill 2023, and we will now, clerk, we will proceed with it.
The Vetting Bill 2024 by the Honorable Attorney General and Minister for Justice.
Honorable members, in accordance with Order 65, only the first reading of the Betting Bill 2024 will be done today. In this circumstance, I will now invite the Honorable Attorney General and Minister for Justice, as the person in charge of the bill, to hand over a copy of the bill to the Clerk of the National Assembly, who will read aloud the short title, whereupon the bill shall be deemed to have been read a fourth time. Honorable Attorney General.
The Vetting Bill 2024. I assume.
Honorable members, the bill has been read a fourth time. The next stage of the Betting Bill 2024 is appointed for Monday, 15 July 2024, for the person in charge of the bill to move a motion for the second reading in accordance with Order 66-2, which reads, at the conclusion of the proceedings on the first reading or on any subsequent stage of a bill, the next stage may be taken either forthwith or upon a day to be named, provided that the second reading shall be taken no sooner than 1 working day after the first reading. Thank you very much. Yeah, honorable members, before the clerk proceeds, you know, the betting bill, if you look at it, is 2023. This was done in 2023 and circulated to members in 2023. But because some members may not see their bill, the copies of their bills, we ask that let them go and print these bills for us, so that we will give it out again. Because it has been some time. But the same bill, no amendments, nothing on it. Yes, somebody is talking. Okay. Now, clerk, can we proceed? Point of
motion. Be it resolved that this August Assembly do consider and approve the Code of Conduct for National Assembly members of the Gambia by the Honorable Chairperson of the Privileges and Ethics Committee.
Before I invite the chairperson, the honorable member for Latrikunda, I heard him shouting, point of order.
Yes, Honorable Umar Dabo is not on his seat, and this is active session, please.
Pardon? Pardon?
Honorable Umar Dabo is not on the...
Is the point of order? Is it now agreed that anytime you are out or not we will raise a point of order? No, Honorable, I heard you well. Is it now okay that when you are not on your seat or you are out, we raise a point of order? No,
Not on your seat.
not on your seat. You are inside, and not on your seat. You are outside.
Exactly, you can raise point of order, correct.
We can do that.
Agree.
You are agreed. That is special for you now. Honorable members. Pardon? Lower Salon.
Yes. Before going further, I just have an observation on the time limit, 1 hour 30 minutes limitation, time limitation. Because there are motions which was tabled here, and 1 hour 30 minutes would will not be sufficient for the members, or 58 members to talk about this code of conduct, because it's our document. And again, there was a motion again which was tabled. That was continuation of debate. That's the FGM bill. So 1 hour 30 minutes for every motion, I don't think it suffices. If we can make an amendment. Yes.
Honorable member, the motion before to be tabled is a motion that passed through your hands. You looked at it, everything. If there is this time frame for 1.5 hours, which I believe, in fact, is too long, that's my belief. You can be 10 hours, no problems. But it passed through. What more are you going to debate on the floor of the power about that motion that you prepared and you vetted, and then you are now tabling? So what is your opinion? Yes? Now we have had you, please. We've had you. We just want to sample opinions on what you have said. Yes?
Yeah, thank you for giving me the floor. I think the honorable member should understand we have I think 3 or 4 days interactive session on this. The same clause by clause, and we all agree that during the session that this is a progressive one. We must be regulated. So what do you want to say about it? Because this regulation is for ourselves. It's not for the public. So what other debate do you want to do on the bill again? Please.
Now you are asking me.
He's making a comment. He's not asking anybody to respond. All addresses or questions are addressed to the speaker. Any other comment on what is being on the table? Yes, honorable member. Is it Nyanija?
Speaker, thank you very much. I just want to refer the Honorable Assembly to Standing Order 15, that is the function of the Assembly Business Committee. The Assembly Business Committee is responsible of preparing the agenda and submitting to the floor for adoption. You understand? So that's what is done here. And this is not only affecting this particular report here, it's all on other reports. And of course, if you go to standing order, clause 61, sub-clause 2, it's also the mandate of the Assembly Business Committee to decide on time limits and so. So definitely it is something which is in line. One member, if one member disagree and the other members agree, we have to move on. Thank you.
Yeah, you know, my concern actually is if it affects some other motions, we will understand. But this motion is a collective motion, all of us. It's our motion. It went through stages and all these things amongst us. Now it's just for it to be tabled. Why do we need more time for that? Yes, honorable member for Lower Salon.
Yes. Member for La Tribuna, I agree, this is our bill.
Don't mention my name, please.
No, La Tribuna, I mean. What I'm saying here is, this is a progressive bill, which we all understand. And I have no disagreement of this bill. In fact, just now, I was just trying to query about it. Some members, they are not present. But these documents will make them to be present in Parliament. Just recently, I'm saying it. What I'm saying here is the time limit that was restricted because there are issues that we asked them to put it in the code of conduct. It's not there. And again, there was a bitter argument during our interactions. You understand? There are issues that members put on the table are not in the code of conduct. You understand? So when again, if this 1 hour 30 minutes is suffice the entire motion, then the APM was a continuation of debate. Where 1 hour 30 minutes is not suffice for that one. Honorable Speaker, I am not saying this document is not good. I am not saying that. Of course, I am 100%, 99% approval of the document. But the 30-minute restriction I mean, 1 hour 30 minutes I mean.
You have no qualms, time limit with this one, but you may have it with subsequent motions. That's what you are saying. Why you should have waited until those subsequent motions come and then you raise it. One. Two, I think the honorable member for Nyanija quoted relevant provisions that mandated the ABC committee to do certain things on your. If you are not satisfied with those decisions of the ABC, I think what we will be forced to do is to table those decisions, to table it here. But regulating is effective. It's just abuse of unnecessary repetition and rhetoric. That's what we wanted to avoid. But a debate of any nature for 1 hour 30 minutes is no joke. But for this one, you have no qualms. I think we can continue for this one, and then the ABC will look at this issue. The ABC will look at this issue. But members, are you not in an agreement with the ABC that the ABC should mandate it? No. Yes, somebody is talking. Yes, yes, majority, then the honorable member for Sami.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. And as alluded by Member Funyanija, pursuant to Standing Order 61, sub-clause 1 and 2, did mandate ABC to give limitation of time limit. It's all geared toward effective representative in terms of managing our time or business in Parliament. And I think the procedure should be to allow the mover of the motion to table his or her motion. And if you don't agree, then you can bring a counter motion to either amend. But already ABC has already met and they have fixed a time for this and has been approved. is for them to be allowed now to table their motion for the blessing of the plenary. If you feel otherwise, then you can also bring a counter motion. But the progressive thing to do is that allow them to table the motion first, so we can proceed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Honorable Speaker, if ABC comes up with a decision, I think it should be finalized by the whole members here. When it should be finalized by the whole members. Either we accept it or we don't accept it. But we should not just stick to say that this is what ABC said and it does not favor us. We go with it. No.
Honorable members, now this has been decided by the ABC and honorable members as per the standing orders, and you want to lend it your blessings or objections. Now I will just ask the honorable member for Nyanija, a member of the ABC.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, he's not a member of ABC.
No, let me just make it very clear. I am a member of the NRP and I represented NRP in that very meeting.
No. Honorable Speaker.
Allow me to move him.
No, but he is not a member.
No, he was asked to go and represent. He's not a member.
Alva, please, don't you bother our proceedings, please. Please.
You are not a member. You are.
Honorable members, I'm informed that the member for Lower Salum is the member for NRP on the ABC committee. In his absence, the honorable member for Nyanija comes in. And at this particular sitting of the ABC, it was the honorable member for Nyanija who was there. The honorable member for Lower Salum was not available. So if the decision was taken at that time, it is to be tabled by members who were present at that time. One of the members at that time. So that was the member who will be able to defend. He knows why we did it, what happened, what were the arguments, the pros and cons, and all these things. But nonetheless, we will now invite somebody else from the ABC committee.
Honorable Speaker, I agree with you 100% what you have said.
Pardon?
I agree with you 100% on your submission that he is the very one who was present at that time, which I agree because he was delegate. But then the table clerk cannot convince us telling us he is a member. He's not a member.
No, but I have taken a decision. I said
no, very good.
You are the member of the ABC. I have said that. So if you are in agreement, then we now allow the honorable member for Nyanija to table it.
Yes, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think you need to make yourself more of a with standing orders. Then there will be no quarrels here. So, Honorable Speaker, I move that we adopt.
Honorable Speaker, I think, Honorable, I think you don't need this thing.
You have to withdraw that statement, Amadou. Withdraw that statement, Honorable Kumara.
No, this is not a joke, but please. No, you cannot move.
Can we have the honorable member?
No, let him withdraw it. Otherwise, there will no proceed. Yes, let him withdraw it.
Pass or pass. NRP versus NRP.
Okay, thank you very much.
No, withdraw it. Or there will no proceed. No, you will not talk. Honestly.
Honorable Shen.
No, Honorable Kamara, withdraw his statement. Honorable Kamara, withdraw his statement. Honorable member for Nyanija, can we please continue with your motion?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I move that we adopt the agenda as presented by the Assembly Business Committee with the noting the fact of the time limits on various reports. Thank you.
Any seconder? Honorable member for Oluyundu.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I second the motion. Thank you.
Honorable members, it has been moved and seconded that we adopt the agenda before us as it is, noting the time limitations. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. You calling for who is calling for division? Lord Saluk, I only heard your voice. Huh? Honorable members, then let's put it to vote. Now, those in favor of the motion, please raise your tags. Please. Motion, please raise your tags. Honorable members, those against the motion, raise your tags. Abstentions, raise your tags. Honorable members, the results. Those in favor, 28. Those against, 6. Abstentions, 1. The ayes have it. Can we repeat your motion, please? Can we begin again?
Motion. Be it resolved that this August Assembly do consider and approve the Code of Conduct for National Assembly members of the Republic of the Gambia.
Honorable members, kindly be reminded that 1 hour 30 minutes has been allocated for this business. I appeal to honorable members to judiciously use the time fixed for the business to enable each member who wishes to contribute to have equal share of the limited time. I thank you and now invite the Honorable Vice Chairperson of the Privileges and Ethics Committee to move his motion.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Motion for the approval of the Code of Conduct for National Assembly members of the Gambia. Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the chairperson of the Ethics and Privileges Committee, I wish to table for consideration and approval by the National Assembly the Code of Conduct for the National Assembly members of the Gambia. Honorable Speaker, Research has shown that the general perception of elected representatives has been adversely affected by allegations of some ethical misconduct and misbehavior towards the integrity of the institution of parliament, ethical failings and misconduct of parliamentarians, especially in their own assembly, may have the negative impact of undermining the legitimacy as key institutions responsible for holding government accountable. Essentially, Honorable Speaker, any form of legislative misconduct undermines the public trust in the democratic system, threatening our legitimacy as institutions and representatives. This is one of the fundamental reasons why the Privileges and Ethics Committee, with the help of the offices of the Speaker and the Clerk, approached the Secretariat of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, CPA, for technical assistance in the development of a code of conduct for National Assembly members of the Gambia. This was primarily important to ensure independence in the process. The CPA was therefore very crucial in the drafting of the first ever official code of conduct of the National Assembly of the Gambia that, once adopted today, would serve to regulate the conduct and behavior of members of the National Assembly, and to some extent, outside the National Assembly. Honorable Speaker, Privileges and Ethics Committee of the National Assembly, whose mandate the issue falls, the CPA engaged in consultations with various stakeholders, including all members, to gather inputs and opinions for the development of the Code of Conduct. Honorable Speaker, I'm happy to report that the draft Code of Conduct was earlier this month reviewed and validated on a close-by-close consideration by all honorable members of a workshop organized by the Office of the Clerk in partnership with International IDEA. The code is there for formal consideration and approval by Assembly. It is believed that the Code of Conduct, once approved, shall serve as institutional measure and check on members of the National Assembly on their individual fundamental responsibilities for the effective functioning and integrity of the institution of the Parliament by upholding the ideals of democratic governance, of separation of powers, and the rule of law, as well as demonstrating high standards of integrity and ethical behavior, including workplace behavior consistent with our important public interest roles. Honorable Speaker, in conclusion, I must reiterate that the importance of Code of Conduct for parliamentarians cannot be oversighted or overlooked in any parliamentary democracy, as it helps to set the standards of behavior expected of all persons at the parliamentary workplace, which help the parliament to function with integrity, to encourage ethical behavior, as well as build public trust in constitution, in institutions of parliament and its members. Honorable Speaker, parliamentarians are entrusted with significant power and responsibility in democratic society. As such, must demonstrate their highest ethical standards and conduct in the exercise of our mandate as people's representatives. As suggested in the CPA recommended benchmarks for democratic legislatures, Parliament should encourage values around ethical governance. In particular, maintain a high standard of accountability, transparency, responsibility, propriety in the conduct of all public and parliamentary matters, including strict adherence to conduct and interest of disclosure, disclosure rules. Thus, the institutions of Parliament is not an exception to established ethical regime to regulate the behavior and conduct of its members, especially a setting where members came from different backgrounds, but with same mandate and power in one group of authority. Section 112 of the 1997 Constitution imposes responsibility on us as members of the National Assembly to maintain the dignity of the National Assembly, both during the sitting of the Assembly and in our acts and activities outside it. However, Honorable Speaker, with these few remarks, I so submit. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, the mover of the motion, Honorable Member for Bekaman North and Minority Leader. Honorable members, any seconder? Honorable Member for Lower Salon.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to second the motion. Again, I just want to make my contribution very short. Honorable Speaker, going forward, I want to submit my support on this code of conduct because it's long overdue. Members should know what is their responsibility and where they will start and where they will end. And accountability on members by our constituency people. This is the way forward. Just this morning, I was just discussing with members that there are certain members here, even if I don't want this code of conduct, but because of their behavior, that I will ask for this code of conduct to be passed in Parliament. Honorable Speaker, Parliament, we are representing 53 constituencies. And these 53 constituencies, each constituencies, you are there to represent only one individual in Parliament. You've been the mouthpiece of that constituency. You've been a parliamentarian, you don't solve the integrity of that parliament. We need to look on this because I have made my research on Senegal has this, our neighboring countries, and they are moving forward. So why not this parliament? Sometimes it's a disgrace where when proceedings is on, the entire chamber is empty. They only come forward when there is a voting time, whereby they need voting. Honorable Speaker, I think if we ask for vote for constituency members that we want your votes. We don't represent you in Parliament. I think if we come to Parliament, what's supposed to be on us to represent the red, white, blue, white, green. But if that doesn't happen, you, the person that you are elected, you need to look at your behavior. And this code of conduct is here to regulate the behavior of members from inside the Parliament premises and outside. Being a parliamentarian, it doesn't mean that you are just like an ordinary person, no. We need to respect the integrity of this parliament and to respect the people that vote in office. We are not better than those ones who contest against us, Honorable Speaker. On that note, there are some suggestions that we put forward that they need to adjust on those on this code of conduct. But I have not seen it on the code of conduct. So I don't know why, and maybe I will ask the chairman to tell us, because I think that was a suggestion that I had made. The content of the table of the code of conduct and the summary and the chapter whereby you have the introductions and the methodologies, but it was not added in the validation. And we asked, it was a request from members, but it was not captured in the final draft. So maybe if the chairman can tell us why it was not captured. On that note, Honorable Speaker, just to put on note, I am here to support this code of conduct. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Lower Shalom. Honorable members, it has been moved and seconded that this Honorable Assembly do consider the Code of Conduct for National Assembly members of the Gambia. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Any honorable member who may wish to take part may do so. I don't want one honorable member to take all the time allocated. And therefore, for a fair distribution, I think I want us to agree on a maximum for each member. The seconder of the motion, who was at free will to speak as long as he could, took only about 4 to 5 minutes. So the average, I think, will be 5 minutes, so that we will give every member who wants to speak 5 minutes. At the end of 5 minutes, we will ask you to give somebody else a chance. Are we in agreement? Okay. I now invite the honorable member for Latrikunda Sapi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. I will start with thanking the Office of the Clerk for this very important initiative and Ethics and Privilege Committee. I will borrow the words of Honorable Jawara. This is long overdue. National Assembly should be very mindful, and all the institutions we call here have their service rule. And therefore, I equate this particular instrument to the service rule of all the institutions that we call here to perform oversight. So therefore, the only thing is the implementation. We have to be very, very careful on how to implement this. Some of the implementation stages can be very crucial for honorable members, because as Honorable Jawara said, this regulates us even outside the National Assembly. We are regulated even outside the National Assembly. Our conduct outside the National Assembly is regulated by the instrument. So I will urge honorable members that let's be very careful what we do outside. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, honorable member for Latrikunda Sabiji. I now invite the honorable member for Olyundu.
Thank you. Let me also thank the Office of the Clerk for this very important code. It was necessary for us as members to converge and then fine-tune the entire code to be able to maintain a clean copy that we can agree for the affairs of the National Assembly, or our own affairs, let me say. And I think it's important that the Office of the Clerk brought this code of conduct. Now, it is our responsibility as members. How do we comport ourselves to ensure that the code of conduct, does not, get on to anybody? Because the code is for members of parliament, and not only this National Assembly. I mean, we are thinking of other legislative committees. This one will go, and then another badge will come, and that one will go, another badge will come. As we move, probably the Office of the Clerk with the respective legislature will be, amending the code of conduct to see that, to ensure that it suits them perfectly. So I think we will be repeating it order. The debate was meant for us to convince each other about the code, but hence, as I am seeing, everybody seems to be comfortable with the code, that the content is clear. We can all agree that the code is perfect for the National Assembly. We cannot be members of the National Assembly without having a rule that will guide us and our operations within the National Assembly and outside. And of course, all of us, in one way or the other, we do things that we don't notice as violations of the rule. But I think the code is important to highlight all that so that we can go through it and understand and comport ourselves more. so that, we can represent the people the best they want. Honorable Speaker, we thank you and then also the clerk for bringing the code of conduct. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Old Yundum. I now invite the Honorable Member for Banjul North.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and once again, Eid Mubarak to each and everyone in this humble assembly. Honorable Speaker, I am indeed honored as one of the members of the Standing Committee on Privileges and Ethics of the Parliament to come up with such a progressive document. But before going further, I just want to put this to Parliament. We must understand that there is a saying that if you lose your money, you lose nothing, absolutely nothing, because you can work again and get back the money and even get more. If you lose your health, you lose something. But if you lose your integrity, you lose everything. So I believe this is indeed a very timely document that is being brought to Parliament. And I will also, before going further, want to seize the opportunity to commend the committee, the Office of the Clerk, the CPA, that is the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, and also the International IDEA, for giving us the opportunity to review and also to go clause by clause to understand, to have a better understanding of what exactly do we want to do. But Honorable Speaker, like you said, we don't have time, but I would just want, with your permission, to bring this to the attention of the Parliament. And I will refer you to page 2 of the report. And the last paragraph that has to say with, that has to do with the, it is believed that this code of conduct, once approved, shall serve as an institutional measure and check on members of the National Assembly on their individual fundamental responsibility for effective functioning and integrity of the institution of Parliament by holding the ideals of democratic governance and separation of powers and the rule of law, as well as demonstrating high standard of integrity and ethical behavior, including workplace behavior, consistent with our important public interest roles, which is indeed very important. As individuals, we must understand that we are in Parliament to represent the people out there. So like I said in the beginning, our integrity cannot be compromised. And this is indeed a very good document that will guide us to be more functional in whatever responsibility we have in Parliament. So in that regard, I will want to urge and also implore all honorable members to support the document and let it pass for our own use. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Banjul South, Banjul North. Honorable members, I now invite the Honorable Member for Kantora and Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. I'll be very brief because, like my deputy alluded, everybody here is in support of the Code of Conduct. It's just a parliamentary custom and tradition, just to give blessings. However, we owe it to ourselves as members of Parliament to reiterate and also show appreciation and gratitude from the very office of the Speaker and also the clerk, and as well as our partners. We owe them a big thank you. That is the International IDEA and CPA for coming up with this brilliant initiative to help our committee, because I belong to the Committee of Ethics and Privilege Committee, to come up with this. Honorable Speaker, you can bear with me. There's a popular saying that whom much is given, much is expected. We as parliamentarians, we are given much power to decide on the fate of people, represent. Any decision we take here reflects on every life as far as lawmaking is concerned in this country. So I think that power also given to us need not to be abused. And we have to also live to expectations as honorable members of Parliament. So I want to also congratulate and salute the entire membership here, that we were about to make history in the making for the 6th legislature, for the first of its kind since independence. having such initiative that we want to make sure that to assess ourselves, hold ourselves accountable to our electorates, the very people that really vote us in here. I think that is a lot of initiative, and everybody should be commended for that. Honorable Speaker, these not only help us accountable to our electorate, but also save taxpayers' money. We are sent here to make sure that we give service to duty, service to nation. We've shown in here that we are going to execute our functions of National Assembly members, irrespective of whatever circumstances. So it's important that we have this in place to really help us in fulfilling the oath we have taken here. And more importantly, this is a political institution, come from different political divide. So it's helped us to make sure that we live here in peaceful coexistence, mutual respect to each other, and know that we are all having equal powers. We can have force among equals, but what is important, the power given to you to come here, the same power I also have to come here. So you must respect each other. We must live peace and harmoniously, and also live as honorable members of parliament. Honorable Speaker, this lastly will also announce us to committing ourselves to service. We are thankful to taxpayers for providing every opportunity for us, moving us to and fro. And today we are going to give them reassuring statement that a business of assembly would not be taken for granted. And this is a real hope for us to make sure that we live up to expectation. And as noted by Banjo North, integrity is something that you cannot afford to lose. This in itself helps us to make sure that to really engrave, to make sure that consolidates the integrity and certain conflict they have of us to represent them here. So on that note, I want to add my voice to previous speakers to lay my support behind this bill, but actually to really reiterate thanks and gratitude to IDEA, international IDEA, and CPA in general. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Kantora and Majority Leader. I now invite the Honorable Member for Opanyumi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity. Honorable Speaker, I also want to join my colleagues to thank the Office of the Clerk and your very office, and lot of the Privilege and Ethics Committee for coming up with this important bill. Honorable Speaker, it's normal that when a human being is given an authority or power, and that power or authority is unchecked, the degree of abusing that power or authority cannot be controlled. So bringing this bill to serve as a check to honorable members is really important, and it makes our work very easy as the chief whip of my party to make sure that all my members are in chambers on time as well. So that nonsense. And with this few remarks, I thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Opanyumi. I now invite the Honorable Member for Lower Flood West. You withdraw. Thank you, Honorable Member for Lower Flood West. I now invite the Honorable Member for Joshua.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I also join my colleagues to thank members and also the committee that's responsible for this code of conduct. Honorable Speaker, first of all, I think it's welcoming and then it's timely. But my only concern here is let it not be as it used to be. We come here and pass bills or pass, acts at the end of the day, it will be there gathering dust. This is ours. It is meant for us, so it needs to regulate us as members. As they always say, there is nobody above the law. Let's do the needful, and we do it at the right time. When it comes to this section of lateness, I think I'm a bit concerned here when it comes to lateness. Yes, they say 30 minutes after session. It's important. But there is a stipulated time for session to start at 10 o'clock. How do we know that? Are we going to only take it as the time of session, or we are going to take it at the time of, at the time given for session to start? Because members do come here before time. You are here at 9:30, 9 o'clock, you are here, you are still 11 o'clock before we start session.
So let's look at it properly. Are we going to maintain the 10 o'clock that we always mention as time to start session? And then take it up from there? Or where are we going to wait when session starts, we start applying lateness? That's very key for us to understand here. When it comes to lateness, we have to look at the lateness issue, which is also very important, Chair. Because we cannot say 10 o'clock when Honorable Jawara will be here since 9:30 waiting for time to start session. You have a lot of things to do, but you'll be here before time, and then before we start, it's always 11 o'clock, when we are waiting for others to come and attend. Honorable Speaker, it is good that we apply the law, but I'm also applying to my colleagues, those who are to monitor or to regulate us. Let's do the needful, and we treat each other fairly. Let's be talking like political issues on this. When I am wrong, I am wrong. When I am right, I am right. When we're supposed to give the person this due, give the person this due at the right time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Joshua. I now invite the Honorable nominated member Fatou K. Jawara.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. I must commend the Vice Chair of the Ethics and Privilege Committee for tabling this important document. Honorable Speaker, this is a wake-up call for National Assembly members, because going through the document where serious allegations were laid against members of parliament, and we all want to be proud men and women after our tenure as National Assembly members. So this is a very serious allegation, and I think to erase this allegation is very important for us to have this code of conduct. Honorable Speaker, representation is not just about your presence in the parliament, but your behavior towards your electorates, people within your surrounding, and even your own colleagues is very important. I think something also needs to be captured here between a member and a member. In order for anybody to respect this institution, it must start from us as members of parliament. If we respect this institution and respect each other as colleagues, everybody will respect the institution. Honorable Speaker, going further, we should all understand that majority of Gambians who are more noble and honorable than us subdue their responsibility and power to us for us to represent them in the voice of in this Bantaba where the voice of the voiceless are re-echoed. So we have a very heavy text ahead of us, even without, even not in this art alone. We have a very text ahead of us. We will be judged by our behavior toward our colleagues, the way and manner we behave, how we conduct the business of the assembly, because we are paid. So you cannot be paid and taking a haram while you are not performing at work. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I submit.
Thank you very much, Honorable nominated member Fatou K. Jawara. I now invite the Honorable Member for Sami.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Honorable Speaker, what is before us today is to approve the Code of Conduct for the National Assembly members of the Gambia. And I'm definitely in support of that, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to thank CPA for their technical support that they have been giving to the National Assembly of the Gambia. Honorable Speaker, we should make our house in order before we make any other people's house. There should be a regulation that is going to control the movement of the National Assembly members, both inside and outside. Honorable Speaker, people can do things outside, they will not be monitored. But for us as people's representatives, any slight mistake you do outside or inside, you know that people are watching at you. and they build mountains over that. So this is going to help us. It is for us. It is going to help us so that we know what time we should come in and what time we should go out. And we should think that at the back of our mind that, yes, there is something. If I do this, this is what will happen to me. So you see that you will walk as expected of you. But if there is nothing there, Honorable Speaker, what will happen is that everybody will do what is expected of you. So thank you very much, CPA, for the technical support that you have given to us. Now this is going to be a working tool. It is going to help us, and we will do our work effectively. Thank you very much for the floor, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Sami. I now invite the Honorable Member for Busumbala.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. We commend the Ethics Committee and our partners for bringing this motion. It is indeed timely, like other speakers stated. Any society without rules or regulation trying to regulate the members' actions, their reactions and inactions is a jungle state. And I can't believe that this parliament, for the past 50 years or so, doesn't have a code of conduct to regulate its members. And we must commend members that past and the present before the coming of this conduct for their cordial coexistence and their conduct, by reflecting their personal conduct, regretting their personal conduct towards each other. Having said that, Honorable Speaker, we understand the frustration of the committee, Ethics Committee, especially people like us who, in one way or the other, are victims of this misconduct. You will also appreciate the fact that you, as a victim of this misconduct, also trying to safeguard the integrity of the assembly, also face some frustrations. So, in light of the documents before us, I think that will be a history, because now we will be having a document in our hand that will be able to regulate the behaviors of members within this assembly. Members' conduct towards members, members' conduct even outside this assembly, and members' conduct towards the assembly itself. Having said that, Honorable Speaker, I totally in agreement with this code of conduct, and I give my blessing of it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Busumbala constituency. I now invite the Honorable Member for Jara West.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity. Let me use this opportunity to thank the Office of the Clerk and your office, and the Ethics and Privilege Committee for coming up with this document. This is a very important document in front of us. Like to say, we are chosen to represent our people. And it is an opportunity given to us. Then we should represent them very well. inside the parliament and outside the parliament. Honorable Speaker, sometimes you come to the parliament when we call some people here, they sat for 2-3 hours before we are here, which is not done. You left a job to apply for a job as a parliamentarian. And where you are working, you used to report on time. So you come here, you don't come to work early. It's embarrassing. Honorable Speaker, I've gone over the document, and then I just want to have some discussion on the one clause called the disruption clause. If you allow me to read, a member shall not disrupt the proceeding of the National Assembly, including through abusive or offensive language, speaking without permission, interrupting proceedings by persistently and willfully obstructing the business of the Assembly. Honorable Speaker, sometimes we have scenarios in this Parliament. Sometimes, for me, it pains me. We have little issue to deal with. Sometimes we take 4 or 5 hours because we don't want to listen to each other. So I believe, as Honorable Sir said, this document is here. If we approve it, let's do the needful. In any organization or in anywhere you go, you have a leader. The leader is chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But sometimes, I'm not talking about Fabakari alone, but a leader should be respected in anywhere. Sometimes people argue with the speaker. They argue with the speaker unnecessarily that we cannot move. Whatever it is procedure, but check your standing order. Check your standing order. The speaker's ruling is final. But sometimes we argue unnecessarily. I know what I'm saying. We are here. I've been here for almost 2 years now. Whatever, but then sometimes respect the elder's decision or the chair. No, I know. They are fond of it. Those who are arguing, they are fond of it. But this thing will control them. We need to work. When we are here, simple thing, we drag it unnecessarily. Let's act as honorable members. The issue of not coming to work, lateness, we should avoid all this. We represent our people. Let's come to Parliament, voice out what they expect from us. Honorable Speaker, this is my contribution. Thank you, and I support the document. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Jara West. I now invite the Honorable Member for Sani Mentre.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. First, I'll have to join my colleagues, as alluded by the Honorable Member of Banjul North, by thanking various institutions. Of course, not forgetting the National Assembly, Office of the Clerk of this noble house, by thanking them for their time and, of course, their technical support given to us to bring this code of conduct as to guide us of our duties. Honorable Speaker, this is timely document as code of conduct for members of this National Assembly as guidance. Having said that, Honorable Speaker, I think this will help us huge as representatives for the fact that not only members in respecting themselves, not only guiding us for coming to the National Assembly timely on time, and then of course the president as well. But also, it will also help us in our members or the electorates outside understanding the duties of the National Assembly as well, which is a challenge for National Assembly members in most or various constituencies. I am not saying our electorates do not understand the work of National Assembly. Of course they do. But there are some still who need to be cancelled. There are some still who need to understand the work of the National Assembly and something that guides us in preventing or attending some of the duties or some of the things that they want us to be doing in our various constituencies. Honorable Speaker, I think this is also timely that it will also help us because as members, I think we all understand the duties of the National or the work of the National Assembly as well. But one cannot know everything. I don't know everything. Honorable member for lower body board may not know everything or the whole thing. But then it will also guide us, it will also help us to understand better the duties of the National Assembly or the work of the National Assembly as well. When you're late, this is what you should do, or these are the challenges, or these are the charges attached to it. When you're absent, these are the charges attached to it. And this, of course, as a member of Sani Mentoring, I think on a short note, this will also help us in guiding or helping me to represent my people in this August Assembly as a representative or as the voice of women and youths of the Gambia. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I wouldn't have much to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Member for Sani Mentoring. I now invite the Honorable Member for Upper Flood West.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity. I think I'm just going to through a few words, hence most of my colleagues, they have spoken, and then this code of conduct is very, very timely. I think first of all, we have to thank the Office of the Clerk for the good work that they have done. They have been doing good work, but I think this is one of the best work that they have ever done as far as this parliament is concerned. And also to thank the Privileges and Ethics Committee. We also thank them and our partners also, that is International IDEA, and also thanking CPA for giving the technical support as far as this code of conduct is concerned. This code of conduct, I think it would serve as a springboard or a catalyst to guide members, because any institution that you go, there is a legal framework in place that will guide workers. So the National Assembly of the Gambia cannot be exceptional. So coming up with this code of conduct, I think it is very, very timely. And then this will send a signal to all members that this is what will happen to you if you do this. And then this is what will happen to you if you do that. So I think this code of conduct is timely. What I will advise my colleague National Assembly members, as the saying goes, I urge each and every member to go and read this code of conduct so that we can be afraid with the code of conduct, because an ignorance of the law is not an excuse. So as far as I am concerned, I even want this code of conduct, the implementation to start even tomorrow, because some members will come to parliament, let's say by 8:30 or 9 o'clock, and then we're supposed to start proceedings by 10 a.m. and then sessions will start 11 a.m. just like today what have happened. We were in parliament around 8:45, but sessions started 11 a.m. So I think this code of conduct will try to arrest those situations. So I thank the Office of the Clerk so much for coming up with this code of conduct. And I think this will go down in your legacy, that this is a good work that you have done, and also the Privilege and Ethics Committee. We thank the chairman and his lieutenants for doing a good work as far as this code of conduct is concerned. So on that note, I thank you all, honorable members, and also our partners. I thank you all.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Upper Fladu West. I now call on the Honorable Member for Nyanija.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. I'll be very brief because I'm a member of the committee, and this code of conduct, the idea and behind whatever that entails in it comes from the committee. So we are definitely very happy hearing from the various members their contributions and then comments towards the acceptance and of course adoption of this very code of conduct. The Privilege and Ethics Committee, as many will say, it is the committee that members will say it is dormant, they are not doing anything, or so and so. So that's why we look internally to support from the Office of the Clerk, and of course from our partners, the CPA UK, and of course the others. And we came up with this, and we've done series of consultations even before coming up with the final draft that members themselves validated. So it is a good thing to regulate ourselves. I think this is something we do not even be leveled with, and because this comes from us, it is for us, and it will be implemented by us. So everything here is done, it's progressive. So this is just a tool to make sure that we maintain and in fact protect integrity and preserve the dignity of members both within and outside Parliament, because we are facing a lot of challenges, even some social challenges here and there. So it is a good thing that we come up with this document. But again, on the implementation part, I know Privilege and Ethics Committee, through the Office of the Speaker and of course from support from the admin, I know we will need a lot of things that to put in place, and I think the chairman will definitely say more on that, because Honorable Speaker, you can bear with me, to regulate members is not easy. Even in chambers here, sometimes it's difficult. So the Privilege and Ethics Committee will definitely need to be capacitized. So on that note, I thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Nyanija. I now invite the Honorable Member for Sabak Sanja.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I also want to join my colleagues to thank International Idea and CPA for helping us to have the opportunity to go through the Code of Conduct. I just have few observations as far as the motion is concerned, because hence we are here to approve the Code of Conduct for National Assembly members of the Gambia, and as alluded to by the mover of the motion, that he is happy that the report, the draft Code of Conduct, was earlier this month reviewed and validated on a clause-by-clause consideration by all honorable members at a workshop organized by the Office of the Clerk in partnership with International Idea and partners. I think that was done, and it was the right way. But I would have loved that before we approve this, at least a new version of the printed Code of Conduct be brought before us, so that we can see whether all those inputs that we have reviewed are captured in the draft Code of Conduct. We've looked at it with them. It was a very nice session, and we looked at it, clause by clause. But whether our inputs are captured is my concern here. At least we should have been served with the printed version, with the edited version, so that members will have the opportunity to look at it and see that yes, all what we have observed, all what we have, all our observations have been captured in this draft. But just to bring it like this,
Honorable Member for Sabak Sanja.
Yeah.
Are you telling me you don't have a copy of the Code of Conduct?
No, I'm not saying that. I had a copy, but then we had a 2 days training with international idea organized by the Office of the Clerk, where we reviewed according to the mover of the motion. He said, Honorable Speaker, I am happy to report that the draft code of conduct was...
You read that. You read
Yes.
that. We
But
had
the one that we have looked at least should have been printed and served before us, so that we can look at it and see whether our inputs are captured in that one. That is what I'm saying here. That was not done.
Yeah, no. All your contributions or your inputs, now you have a copy. A copy is given to you. For you to know whether that is whether it has been reflected or not, take your notes and make comparisons to see with those suggestions whether they are captured or not. Even if they had printed another one and it's the same old one they print for you. So you take the notes you've taken, you compare it to what you have in this document to see if the agreed changes have been made.
Yeah, Honorable Speaker, if you could add from the Honorable Member for Upper Salem, he also did mention that some of his observations were not captured when he was debating. Myself, there were things that I observed, but I can see that they are not also captured. So this is the reason why I'm saying at least we should have had a clean copy of the printed version before coming today to approve this, before the mover of the motion would have come up with this thing.
Do with the content of it that members have highlighted and is not there, that one should be raised. The Honorable Member for Lower Salem was talking about things that could be added. Those are the basic fundamentals. That is he talked about the table of content and the summary and all these things. That what can just be attached. That doesn't make any difference. The content we cannot take. It will just be informed by the document itself. We noted that. But if there are issues that have been raised and agreed and are different from what is captured here, you should be able to raise that. Because you've got your inputs, you've got them with you. You are issued this document. Make comparisons on A, B, or C, or 1, 2, 3. This is what we agreed. Is it there or is not there? So unless you do that, we cannot speculate that whether it is the old or the new one. But members reserve the right to look at it and make sure that whatever you had agreed is captured. If it is not captured, raise it up.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Probably if the mover of the motion is replying to some of the concerns raised, he might be having the opportunity to clear whether that what I'm saying has been addressed or not. But notwithstanding, I think it is good to clean ourselves. But cleanliness has to begin from home. Before we clean outside, we should begin cleaning our own self. But remember, Section 108 of the Constitution states that the National Assembly may have proceedings, may have a document that may help them to guide their own proceedings. So this is not something that is unique or something that has never happened in the Parliament, although we've never had a code of conduct or so, but there is a document that has been controlling us as members and also our proceedings, which is the National Assembly Standing Orders. Before people may go outside and misquote us and say that we have never been controlling ourselves. We have had our National Assembly Standing Orders, and this has been controlling us. I think that is very important for us to put on records. The code of conduct, if given to the committee, that is the ethics committee, I think this will help them to also address certain situations, certain issues that might arise and fall within their remits. But also one thing that I will advise them is that they shouldn't be biased in implementing this code of conduct. They shouldn't be biased in addressing certain issues that are given to them. Because in our country here, so that is very important. Because whatever we are doing here, what is good for the goose is good for the gander. For me, I will not allow anybody to address me anyhow you feel like and you set free because of a favoritism that you get from a particular committee. I will never allow that.
With those simple remarks, Honorable Speaker, I beg to take my seat. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Sabak Sanjal. I now invite the Honorable Member for Lower Badibu.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I will also join my colleagues in thanking the Office of the Clerk and your own office in coming up with this idea and make it a document. Honorable Speaker, some of us were serving institutions before, and in those institutions, there were laid down rules and regulations which were followed. Failure to do that, of course, you will, of course, face punishment. This is why it is important for any institution to have sanity and togetherness as well as standard. They must have code of conduct. Code of conduct is there to regulate the behavior of the workers. I myself, I believe this thing has been long overdue. It should have been here since. But like the saying goes, it is never too late to do the right thing at the right time. Now is the time to come up with this wonderful document. It will regulate the behavior of National Assembly members, both here and outside. It will also help us, because sometimes you may be invited to a naming ceremony when the parliament is on. The person who invited you might not understand that, no, of course, that there are no rules and regulations that governs you in the parliament. But the coming up with this document, each and every Gambian will be aware of it today. This will send a strong signal to them that your parliamentarians are out there to work. If parliament is on, they must attend parliamentary business. So I'll join my colleagues, like I said before, in thanking those people who happen to be the masterminders of this document. I thank you very much. This is been long overdue. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Lower Badibu. I now invite the Honorable Member for Fonyi Berefet.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. And I would like to thank the Vice Chair of the Privilege and Ethics Committee and the Office of the Clerk for making this great job. I'll first of all try to thank the 6th legislator for bringing this code of conduct, because many legislators has passed here without this code of conduct. We try a lot. We should congratulate ourselves. Honestly, if we are a lawmaker, we need to be honest. And Honorable Speaker, one need to be fair. We cannot be lawmakers for Gambians and forget ourselves. Though we have a book here, which is like standing order, which controls us, but this code of conduct also is very important. As honorable members, sometimes I normally see other honorable members will even send a message at the 6th Legislative Forum that table office, take note, I am out, or I'm attending a funeral. After arriving that place, you know, those are things that are not good for the honorable members. There are certain honorable members who are always punctual when there is a serious bill for them to come purposely for voting. We cannot serve this nation purposely for voting. This code of conduct is very important. It's not a witch-hunting code of conduct. It's for us to serve as responsible honorable members. And though we are trying our level best, but the Office of the Clerk, the Privilege and Ethics Committee, the CPA, wish us to work harder than what we are doing. Honorable Speaker, I would definitely want to thank one woman who is among us. I definitely don't know her name, but this woman is punctual. Wherever the honorable members are there, she's always there. She saw us how she loved the Gambia. She's here, present here. I want to thank her, though I don't know her name. But I really appreciate her job. She's over there. I appreciate her job. Honorable Speaker, I have a question here at lateness, where there's a member who attends a sitting 30 minutes or more after the beginning or reception of that sitting, without notifying the Speaker, Deputy Speaker, or Majority Leader or Minority Leader, for 3 times during a session, shall forgo a day's sittings allowance. I am confused here because I know that our sittings allowance are not paid daily. So please, the mover of the motion, can you help me? And I know that whether these things will be also used for the Speaker himself, because I was here more than 2 hours while waiting for the Speaker. So if it is a law, it should be for all of us. If at all, if the Speaker is late, his 1 day sitting must be deducted. Thank you so much.
I don't understand the honorable member. What are you talking about, the Speaker? I was discussing here, but I heard the Speaker is late.
Speaker.
Pardon? Can I? Yes? Yes.
Honorable Speaker, I'm just asking a question here.
What she's saying,
honorable member for
Latrikunda. What she's saying is, if the honorable Speaker, she was here for 2 hours, honorable Speaker was not in. So what she's saying in essence is, if honorable Speaker is also late, will you be deducted? I think I'm right, my wife. Thank you.
In fact, that statement is not correct. I was here before her, in fact. I don't come to chambers until I am called to say that we have these things. But I am always on time. I am never somebody who comes late.
Then, Honorable Speaker, I withdraw.
No, I understand. I understand. What I'm trying to say is, I had the Speaker. I mean, we should avoid making those statements, personalizing statements. I was here on time. I don't come in until the office of the clerk advises that we have a quorum and I come in. Please. 27. Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Foni Berefet. I now invite the Honorable Member for Basse.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I have to join my colleagues to thank the Office of the Speaker, the Office of the Clerk, the Ethics and Privilege Committee, and their partners, that is the International IDEA and the CPA, for coming up with this laudable document. Honorable Speaker, I have to also join my colleagues who alluded before that this document is very timely in a sense. It has to deal with our high standards of integrity and ethical behaviors, including workplaces behaviors, consistent with our important public interest rules as elected representative of our people. Honorable Speaker, the physical evidence of an individual is important. People have served in high esteem offices, and yet they don't have that respect within the public. It's because of the way and manner they have conducted themselves and representative within the public. And there is life after politics. So we need to comport in our workplaces, outside workplaces, as honorable members, as citizens and ambassadors of this country. Honorable Speaker, you can see these laws we make here today. It is here to guide us. And Gambians or people are fond of, when laws are made, or there is no law, they advocate for the laws, and when the laws are made, and now it is time to implement those laws, when you implement, they start to take it as political or political witch hunt. Please, honorable members, this document was before us to scrutinize. We did our scrutiny, and it is here today before us to validate it. Please, I'm appealing, if any member is found wanting based on this code of conduct, let's accept it and not to take it as political witch hunting. And I'm appealing to members, it's important for us to build our integrity, because nobody will build an integrity for you. And when you build a good integrity, it is here to stay. And it is here to reflect even in your family. So I'm appealing to all members, please, when this document is validated, let's try our level best to uphold it. And not even without this document. It is incumbent on us to comport ourselves, to have a good integrity and respect ourselves. And I know we have that integrity, good integrity among us. It's just, this document is just a reminder and a guideline for us to work with. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Basse. I now invite the Honorable Member for Fonyi Jarol.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. And then let me thank the Office of the Clerk for making history. For me, I'm going to differ a little bit with your contribution, because I got a little bit when I hear people saying it's overdue, it's timely. It means we have a receipt of either we don't understand what public office is, because immediately you are voted to public office to lead people, I think you have already been given code of conduct, because it is about your attitude and behavior. It is very unfortunate to see people misbehave, that now we have to wait for a legal document to come, that is a written document, to start saying it's overdue. Which means now we'll be referring ourselves to this legal document to guide us. And then I'm going to just tell you one thing, attitude don't hide. This is why the implementation of laws in this country is always a problem, because our attitudes differ from what we say we are. And we will never move forward. The day you are selected to lead people, you have to ask yourself why among the lot. Why are you selected to lead the people? This is why sometimes when I contribute, I always tell people, putting people in leadership positions who are supposed not to be there, because they don't understand the whole situation of what they're supposed to do or what we should expect from them. The National Assembly has its cause and values, which is about integrity, accountability, fairness, openness. How can you exercise these things if you don't have code of conduct within you? Let's ask ourselves. Some will even continue to become late because that's their attitude. Nothing is going to change. This is why we keep on blaming that we have laws, but we act as if there are no laws, because our attitudes remain the same, unless we change our attitudes. I never wanted to say anything, but I know we are making another document, whether we should be waiting, because laws are meant to deter us from doing bad things. I think for the locals there, maybe they will not understand. We can make laws for them. The National Assembly, the clerk has made history of bringing a legal document, means a formal one, which is now written. I can raise up my hand. Any day you see me, I'm coming late. If you ask me, I'll give you a reason. And I don't even come late, whether committees or what. And I make sure whenever I'm arguing, it's guided by my code of conduct, attitudes, and behavior. This is why sometimes I say this is how I am trained. We don't have to wait to say it's overdue, it's timely. Means we were just misbehaving because we had no legal document to control us. That's the truth.
Honorable, you are not responding to people. Please, go ahead.
So we already have our cause and values. That is accountability, openness. And I always say, how do we define leadership? Because if you lead people, you are always a listener and a learner. because you have to listen to what people are complaining about. You have to learn who you are leading, who you are working with, because you want to achieve something. So if you yourself don't have proper attitude, bad manners, how is it possible that you're going to implement those things? We have problem in implementation of laws because our attitudes are still remaining constant. We are not moving with time. We are not even changing. This is why every law here, we operate like if there are no laws. And we start blaming the leadership. Anytime they turn against us, we start blaming their dictators. They have to dictate our minds because our attitudes still remain the same. We are not positive. We are negative. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member for Fonyi Jarol. I now invite the Honorable nominated member, Keba Langfofana.
Honorable Speaker, before going further, take your time, please. For 1 hour, 30 minutes.
I have this floor, Honorable Speaker.
I start debating, seconded the motion, 7 minutes to 12. Now check your time.
I'm not understanding you, Honorable Member. The time?
I start my debate 7 minutes to 12.
It's not you who is timing yourself. Your time out because your timing has started. It's already, you are being timed. I've got 30 minutes. Honorable Keba Lang, can you please take your 5 or more minutes now, please? You know, the time we started the motion, 7 minutes to 12. Anybody who says that is not correct. The mover of the motion started at 12:24. The debate. So how can people talk about some minutes to 12? Honorable member, please, can you take your floor?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I promise to be brief. I will start by acknowledging the efforts of the Parliament and bringing forth this document, which in essence is providing some regulations with regards to the constitutional provisions and also the standing orders which really guide the behavior of members in Parliament. Having said that, I will try to align myself with what Honorable Tumani said. And in doing so, I would like to guide the House or refer the House to page 1 of the standing orders itself under the purpose of the Code of Conduct. If you look at the purpose, 6A, it says, to provide clear guidance for members of the National Assembly on the standards of conduct required of them in their parliamentary duties under the Constitution and the standing orders. Which means the document before us is nothing new. We were guided under Section 112 of the Constitution and also Section 130 of the standing orders as to how do we comport ourselves. Does it come with punitive measures? No. And the punitive measures is what the Code of Conduct is adding. So I think it will be a misinformation to say that Parliament was not regulated. Indeed, Parliament was. And as parliamentarians, we should know that the very first day we took that oath of office, we had a responsibility to safeguard the dignity of this House. That is a constitutional provision. We had a responsibility not to improperly enrich ourselves. That's also a constitutional provision. That we had a responsibility to maintain the dignity of this house, both inside and what? Outside. These are all constitutional provisions. And when you look at the code of conduct, it is addressing three critical areas. One of which is the issue of absenteeism, lateness, declaration, and what? Registration of what? Interest. And all of these things were implicitly covered by these two provisions, either in the Constitution or the standing orders. So what the Code of Conduct is providing is procedures and attaching punitive measures where someone is found what? Wanting. So I think this is a step in the right direction, because now everything has been simplified. If someone is late, what needs to be done? And what is lateness itself is being defined by the Code of Conduct. And these were the shortcomings with regards to what? The Constitution and the standing orders. Honorable Speaker, on the onset, I said I was going to be brief, and I will stick to my promise. On that note, I want to really urge all honorable members to do the needful and ensure that we accord the required blessings to this Code of Conduct. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Nominated Member, Keba Lang Fofana. I now invite the Honorable Member for Brikama South.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Equally, mine is going to be very brief. Since we have the opportunity to have this code of conduct, which is in line with the international best practice. So I want to thank all the partners and members who did everything humanly possible for us to have this draft, and the level of engagement that has been done behind the scene for us to have this document. Honorable Speaker, I want to emphasize one thing. There are instances whereby we promulgate laws, enforcement becomes a problem. And that is a major problem. And since we are having this thing, once it is approved, it's going to be binding on all of us. Implementing it is very, very key. And in fact, as alluded by previous speakers before me, even whereas we have this thing still, that might not really change some attitude of some of us. But if there is enforcement of this regulation, I think that will really help us a lot. So as a parliament, we don't only want to have this thing for the sake of having it, but it has to be enforced to the latter. And I'm appealing both the ethics, the authority, and the office of the clerk to make sure that we implement this thing to latter for us to comply. Because this has shown an important component that we cannot forgo. The most important thing, why are we choosing from our various constituencies? Once that is know that we have a moral responsibility. The image of each and every member of this parliament is very key. Your family members, the community, and the electorate, and the country at large. So we are in an institution that we have to maintain the supreme integrity of that particular institution. So as the members. So this is very, very important, and I think it's known politically, is to regulate ourselves, which is key, because I know once we do this thing, the community, people outside there will really applaud us for coming with a regulation that will really guide us, protect our image and the image of the parliament. So I definitely want to urge, Honorable Speaker, it has to be enforced to the latter once it is approved. On that note, I thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Brikama South. I now invite the Honorable Member for Fonyi Bintang.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I am indeed not happy with the code of conduct from the onset, because there were many things that I was not in support of, and we debated them. At the end, or in the beginning, my very worry was the implementation of this. How are they going to implement this? Because what I was looking at is fairness. To be just to all is needed. And as I stand here, I can tell you, one of the very honorable member for Java West, he have always been here, and every day he's always here. Myself, since the session started, there was no day that I was absent in this assembly since I came into parliament. So the enforcement of the law is what is needed. We know that, and we firmly understand that there are other people where we need to bring laws to control them. But as for members of parliament, that was not to my notice. But with what I have seen, then we can go by this if fairness will be there. I have no objection. My only problem is how will it be implemented? Equality before the law. That is my challenge. And that I want to emphasize and stress on it. On that note, I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Fonyi Bintang. Honorable members, we come to the end of the debate. I now have the honor to call upon the mover to respond to the issues raised and to wind up the debate.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Let me thank all the members who have participated in the debate or are comfortable and see no need to take part in the debate due to the limited time. I believe all the honorable members positively have reacted to the report, the motion, and then the code of conduct. How and why that happened, I would say, is as a result of the workshop that we had 3 days to validate the code of conduct. And the partner that made that happen, we have to commend that partner, that is the international idea. Honestly, I was not looking forward to an easy ride of the passing of this code of conduct. But that workshop helped us a lot to do the needful. And that's why today everything becomes very simple. On that, I thank the international idea for that support. Honorable members, few honorable members raised concern and questions for clarifications. One is the honorable member, the seconder of the motion from Lower Salem, pertaining to the content of the table that was earlier unsuggested at the workshop, and it's not reflective as far as the suggestion is concerned. Likewise, the summary of content he referred to. Yes, he is very right. What I will say, that was not the final part of it. Here is what we are expected to finalize the document. Validation is not the end. We can expect changes here. So if changes are done, then after the final version, then we can have the content, table of content as you suggested. I can assure you it will be considered based on the final version that will emanate from this sitting. If that point is cleared, I can move on to the other concern, and that's from the honorable member from Jesua. Regarding the lateness, the starting time is 10 a.m. If you come 30 minutes or more after that, you'll be considered late. In fact, this one is, if you fail to notify the office of the speaker regarding the reason why you are running late. In the absence, the deputy speaker or the majority leader or the minority leader, before we resolve to taking somebody to that account of being late, that is when you fail to do this notification. I think if I'm right. But another point is, we have a provision in the standing order that the sitting commences at 10 a.m. That means from today, we should strictly adhere to that commencing time. If otherwise change, and we say instead of 10 a.m., the assembly agreed that the commencement time will be 11 a.m. as a result of circumstances that do arise from time to time. Those in the Pan-African Parliament, I think already they are in Midran, but there were some other members, Honorable Jaura here. Their commencing time is 10 a.m. Few minutes to that, about 5 minutes, they'll start ringing the bell. The speaker will be on his way to his seat. Sharp 10, he is seated. Sharp 10, he is seated. It is not for the office of the clerk to wait whether the quorum is there before alerting the speaker to come. The starting time is 10 a.m. All the members should endeavor to be here before 10 a.m. Sharp 10 a.m. the speaker is seated, we start. If for whatever reason.
Honorable mover on the motion, can you further explain in your deliberations? Because we have our own standing orders that we cannot commence business without a quorum. So if at 10 a.m. we have 5 people in the chambers, how would the speaker come in? That's where we have a problem. Can you explain?
Exactly. The speaker has a role to play, we the members have a role to play. I am saying we should be here before 10.
What I'm saying is we should be here before 10, agreed. The speaker coming in at 10. Now, if there are 5 members in the chambers, what happens?
If there are 5 members in the chamber and there is no quorum, the speaker will suspend. And the time be given for the assembly to resume. That's what the standing order dictates.
You know, by our own standing orders, if it is 10 o'clock and we say there are 5 people in the chambers, for instance, the speaker would come inside.
Yes.
And then it will be declared to him, somebody will declare that we don't have a quorum. And then I may adjourn for some time or adjourn until another day.
Very well.
But you know, that usually is cumbersome and very frustrating, and it does not depict well of us. That's why we make sure that we have a quorum and then we call in the speaker to come. Because anytime we come in here and then I come in at 10 and we don't have a quorum, it's not reflective of us. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Honorable Speaker, That was then. But now we are trying to regulate. That was then. We are now trying to regulate. If we are saying the code of conduct should pass, we should be prepared to change our attitude towards our sitting.
Can I?
Honorable. Okay.
Thank you very much. Move on the motion. Honorable Speaker, portion to Standing Order 12. Sub 1. The presence of at least one half of the members shall be necessary before the commencement of sitting. If there is not a quorum, presence when the Speaker takes the chair at the appointed time, immediately after these prayers, the Speaker shall direct members to be summoned by ringing of the bell for division. And also, if you look at 2, if there is expiration of 2 minutes, one half of the members are not present, the Speaker shall defer the commencement to a later time. So if members are not present, you have every right now to defer it to another time. But what he's saying that by 10 o'clock, we are supposed to be here. Before 10, we should be here. No, can I observe, please?
We were not doing that just because not to create embarrassment for ourselves. That was the reason. All right? But we know if I come in, somebody can even declare that we don't have a quorum, and the chief whip and others will have to go and call people. After a given time, I will have to adjourn for an hour or 10 minutes or teaching or adjourn until the next day. All right, honorable member, you can continue, please.
No, can I observe you, please?
Who is talking?
No, honorable Speaker. Don't make the
honorable.
No,
we are not on a debate, actually.
No, so wrong.
Honorable, he is making his closing remarks on of your comments. If I want to give members time, somebody else will call, and then we will have to. Please.
No, he's over late.
Yes, honorable minority.
Thank you very much, honorable Speaker. The honors lie on us, not the Speaker, to meet the starting time. If we are here before 10, of course the Speaker will be alerted there is quorum, and he will come. There will be no embarrassment. If it is only when we are not here before 10, we can have that avenue of lack of quorum that may hold the Speaker not to come. But we are saying that let's endeavor to be here before 10, so that by 10 the Speaker is here, we start. I hope that has addressed the concern of the honorable member for Jesua. Honorable member of Busumbala, victims face frustration before this code of conduct. I think this was one of the genuine reasons why we endeavor to have this code of conduct, so that those kind of frustrations are no longer faced by what we may call victims. Honorable member for Sabah Sanjal, the new version should be printed. Yes, this is the new version. And the final version. That's why before the sitting. That's why if you look at the footnote, it is validated copy. What we had at the workshop was the draft code of conduct. So your inputs were added here. If, for whatever reason, you could not see your suggestion that was accepted and agreed that should be amended, it's not reflective, please bring it to our attention. We can amend it, that this is what we agreed, but it's not reflective. It will be considered. Just like myself, I observe one that I want to bring to your attention. I refer you to page 2, 11, paragraph B. This was observed at the workshop. Take any bribe under general rules of conduct. Take any bribe. Are you there? take any bribe or permit any connected person to take any bribe for promoting a cause or bill in the assembly or its committee. When we were looking at, we said the word connected person can sound very vague. So connected person, any connected person. So instead, we say we delete the word connected and only have any person. So that connected person was proposed to be deleted, but it was not deleted. So I'll put that, we amend that part and delete the connected person, that word. The word connected be deleted. So like that, if any other person also observed anything that was recommended for amendment was not reflected, we can recommend and then do the necessary. But this is the validated version, and that is the new version. What was recommended and agreed is not reflective. You can propose, and then we look at it.
May I observe?
Yes, you can.
Thank you. Now, like I said, like I mentioned during the validation, if you look at this on the clause 12, it's telling you that if you do this act, if you do certain misbehaviors on which is not in line with the rules, this is what will happen to you. But if you look at what you are reading now, there's nothing stating that if somebody take any bribe or permit any connected person to take any bribe for promoting a cause or bill in the assembly or its committee, there is nothing, to be done to that individual. So these are some of the things that I was saying that we need to address them. So what is going to happen to that individual now? So that is why I said these things, we should look at them, look at the clauses here in the chamber and approve them one after the other, so that the consequences will be noted. Since, like as stated by Honorable Nominated Member Kebalang Fobana, that this is the punitive version of what we are calling now the standing orders.
Now, I think it's one thing, to amend and another for people to be making comments. There are a lot of comments that were made. But finally, what we all resolved to that this should be amended is what we are saying. I think what we are talking about is the process to make your complaint. When that complaint is made, the sanctions will be done by the committee, and that is stipulated. There are orders that are very specific in the standing orders of the Constitution or even the court, that if you do this, this is the punitive measure. But there are orders that they can recommend. And then that recommendation is supposed to be tabled before the assembly and then acted on. So what we are talking about, that is the sanctions. And there's a provision for that. It doesn't mean every section they will talk about the penalty for that. If you go under the sanctions column, there are provisions that the committee will rely on to act on the complaints that they received. So far, these were the issues that were raised. For Honorable Nominated Fofana, only buttressed that, yes, there were provisions in both the standing orders and the Constitution that safeguarded the integrity. However, the punitive measures that were lacking is what this Code of Conduct has addressed that issue. That's quite in line. Honorable Member for Bintang was not happy, but now is only concerned about the implementation. Otherwise, he has no objection. How do we implement it? Whether it will be true and fair. I think that lies with the committee. And that's a challenge to the committee. We have the Code of Conduct. How do we implement it? Partly, we'll receive complaints and we'll look into them. Sometimes we will decide. Sometimes we refer to the General Assembly. Then the implementation also lies on the General Assembly as well. And certain rules that are stipulated that all the members should observe, generally, we are all responsible to make sure we observe that. So that means we are all responsible in the implementation of this code of conduct. With that collective measure, I believe we can do it. Honorable Speaker, earlier on in the day, a member submitted to me that will be absent or will leave for a genuine cause. And he made this proposal, if can be added to the text. As part of the preamble, we read, so that the sixth legislature can be recognized. And we read, the members of the sixth legislature of the Republic of the Gambia resolved on the 24th day of June 2024 to consolidate the concern and efforts of the earlier Parliament of the Republic of the Gambia to formally codify the rules of ethics and code of conduct for members of Parliament of the Republic of the Gambia. Consequently, the Ethics and Privileges Committee have established and submit a draft code of conduct for the consideration of the House. This code is the outcome of the work of the committee and the members. This is what is proposing to be part of the preamble. I said this is what he is proposing to be part of the preamble. And that's for the consideration of the members. On that note, Honorable Speaker, I want to seize this opportunity.
Conclude, Honorable Member. Can you please move that connected in clause 11B be deleted?
Part of,
Can you move a motion?
Yeah, he's proposing that the amendment I proposed earlier on 11B, the word connected, be deleted. I move that the word connected be deleted under 11B.
Any seconder? Yes, majority.
Yes, second the motion.
Honorable members, it's been moved and seconded that under clause 11B, the word connected before person, connected, should be deleted. Those in favor, please say aye. Not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. So that connected is.
Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, I want to take the opportunity once more to thank the CPA for partnering with the National Assembly. It could be recalled way back in 2022 when we came in, we endeavored to have the code of conduct through the legal department. The legal department saw the need to engage the CPA. They are our partners, and then in the process of the standing orders, they contributed. And that's why they saw that need to invite the CPA. And CPA accepted the invitation. They came in as consultants. In the consultation, they first reached the office of the majority leader and the minority leader. We gave them our input that laid the foundation, and then the committee added its inputs. And finally, the general members also, we added our input at the auditorium. Then one would say, this is the work of the National Assembly of the Gambia. It is not a foreign idea. It is our own work. It emanated from all of us. And I thank you all for your participation and your contribution. I thank the Office of the Clerk for facilitating the process, and likewise the Office of the Speaker for the support given, the international idea for the support, and then the CPA. On that note, I thank you all.
All right, can we, honorable member for Lower, before I put the question, Lower Sun.
Yes, yes. On his last submission that somebody wrote, putting 6 legislators on the code of conduct. Parliament comes and go, and Parliament is always a Parliament. This standing order, it was draft during 50 legislature and it's not there. So Parliament is Parliament. We are not going to put it there.
Yes, honorable nominated member Keba.
Honorable Speaker, I think I really concur with Honorable Lower Salum. Even though it will be part of our legacy, but it will be unfair to the parliaments, the legislatures before us, and the legislatures that will come after us, if at all we should take the credit. This is the work of the National Assembly, and the extra layers he is proposing, or that was proposed in the preamble, should be deleted.
Honorable Speaker. Honorable member for Kiang West.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. I rise to object that proposal. Honorable Speaker, we have many important documents that pass through this parliament, and those are good legacies for the National Assembly. So I don't think writing 6 legislatures on this document is a good legacy, but it's something that we are claiming. You know, let's leave the credit for the parliament. Any parliament that comes in is for parliament. We have a constitution, 1997 constitution. Why didn't they write the legislature that passed the 1997 constitution? So it's parliament, so let's leave it.
Honorable members, it will seem as the proposal to add that preface to the whole thing is not accepted. Yes, so I think we just, the honorable mover of the motion said it clearly that he is just to share it with you, whether you accept or you don't accept. And it looks like all the comments coming in are not accepting it. So we just put it aside.
But that comment is just 4 out of 58 members.
Is that
how is it binding on others who didn't speak?
Honorable Speaker.
Member for Olundum, I want to hear you.
What I'm trying to say is, how is their opinion binding on us? Because it's only 4 or 5 people who spoke. Some of us want it to be our legacy. Some of us want to look back and see this as our legacy. So I think before you conclude to say it is not accepted, you hear from some of us. Because for me,
you know, honorable member, your greatest problem is you don't listen well.
No, I listened to
I said, the proposal was done by honorable mover of the motion to put before you whether you accept or reject. From what I have heard so far, it looks like people are not in acceptance of it. I said, is that so? People said yes, and you took the floor. Yeah, then say that. But I did not say. That was the indication I said.
Speaker.
And you could have spoken at the time.
Speaker.
Honorable members, we are not going to debate this.
Speaker.
We are not debating. Yes, my majority.
No, what I'm saying, the move of the motion did not formally. It's just by notifying us. But it doesn't really propose that to be added. And by look of things, I don't think it's necessary because the years that is captured, anybody can cross-reference that it happened this time. So there is no need for you to put the legislature. Hence, it carries years. That 2024, we know who we are there. Thank you.
And you are perfectly right, Honorable Majority Leader. In his address, he made mention that whether this could be, and you know, I asked him to put that proposal into a motion. If this had been accepted, we will ask him to put it into a motion, so it will be put in. So I think we've passed that thing now. Honorable members, let me thank all of you. But let me just first put the question. Be resolved that this Honorable Assembly do adopt the Code of Conduct for National Assembly members of the Gambia. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Honorable members, I want to salute you people and raise my cap for you. The most difficult thing in life is self-regulation. institutions that are regulated, the regulation is prepared by a board or a group of persons for everybody. So whether you like it or you don't like it, it regulates you. But for this regulation to pass, it means all those being regulated must accept it. And you have all accepted it. That's unique. That tells a lot of who you are and what you intend to do. I am telling you, it's unique. Whether people like it or not, self-regulation is difficult. The other thing I want to say, I want to at least align myself with somewhat what member Keba or nominated member said. It doesn't necessarily mean that this code of conduct should put us in place. Are we saying that without this regulation, we would not put ourselves in place? It should help us put ourselves in place. But what I want us to do is, let's please make sure as much as possible we adhere to the code of conduct. The other thing that members raised is the effective implementation and, of course, fairness. This cannot be effectively implemented without the full cooperation of the entire members. We must all cooperate to ensure that because it's our integrity at stake. And we should not allow a friend or a brother, a party mate to at least put us, all of the rest of the people in this report. So what we should do is, let's advise each other, because it's not be out for witch hunting. We must allow human errors, we must understand situations. But deliberate things that will not go well with who we are and what we stand for, we should all go against it. Even if the person is your party mate, or if the person is your friend, or if the person is your region mate. So I think that's clear. We should all come together. But we should not use it as a witch hunt, believing that no human being is perfect. But honestly, I salute you, and it will be on record. Honorable members, I now put the question. Be it resolved that this August Assembly do stand adjourned until Tuesday, 25th June, 2024. Those in favor, please say aye. Not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. This Assembly now stands adjourned until Tuesday, 25th of June, 2024 at 10 a.m. prompt.